Open carry. Should you open carry? Maybe you feel a little silly one day and you want to open carry this, sling this around your waist or your body and go out in public. You know, should you do that? You know, this is a very decisive topic in the gun community. So I'm going to give the pros and cons, objectively speaking, and then I'll tell you guys my thoughts on it. Pros of open carrying. Accessibility. It's right in front of you. You don't have to clear any clothes out of the way to draw your firearm. Another pro of open carrying is it's a visual deterrent, you know. People are like, oh, that guy has a gun. I'm not going to mess with him. Hey. And that's the pros of open carrying. The list of cons are a little bit bigger. For one thing, it ruins your element of surprise. You know, there's a bad guy in a store going around doing his thing. You know, if your gun's concealed, you have more time to plan out what you're going to do. Whereas if you are open carrying, you may have less time. You know, the bad guy might focus in on you, which leads me into another con. You know, it makes you a target. You know, some criminals don't give a shit about their life. You know, they'll throw it away for a pack of Newports. You know, some people will even snatch it from the holster if you don't have the right holster. You know, if you're gonna open carrying, at least have something with some type of retention. You know, this has like a buckle on it, so it's not too bad. But something you want like I think a level 3 retention holster. You want a good retention holster. So, you know, probably go for like a Safariland holster or something like that. I don't know. Another con is it makes people nervous. You know, with today's society and how it is, you know, people are shooting up places. You know, they see someone walking down the street with an AR, you know, they look at the news and shit. You know, they're going to be more on edge, you know. The fact that those people are going to be more nervous, you know, they're probably going to call the police on you. They're going to call 911 and you're going to have more contact with law enforcement. That is the other con. You're going to have more contact with law enforcement. You know, my thoughts on open carrying are, if you're going to do it, you know, do it properly. And honestly, do it really only in the country or rural areas. You know, at the end of the day, do whatever, right? You can open carry in Detroit, Michigan if you really want to, but I just don't think it's the smartest idea. You know, I think open carrying is more suited to rural areas and, you know, like if you're going to go hiking, you know, sling an AR around your shoulder, or, you know, if you're in a bear area, I would say an AKM of some type, you know, mainly like Romanian, maybe Wasser 10, just saying. But like, if you're going to be in the city, I just don't think it's really the way to go. I think if you're going to be in the city, you're better off with that element of surprise because there's so many people around you. You know, you got to be very aware of your surroundings if you're open carrying in the city, because you don't want someone to snatch your gun. So, you know, keep it in a like backpack, I would say. Like maybe have a backpack gun if you really want a rifle. But really just I would just recommend getting like a Glock 17, Glock 19, you know, whatever Glock, you know what I'm saying, and just rock with that. I think that's the wise decision in my opinion. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I got more content for you, you know, stay tuned. I got this over here. Fucking mini AR, 1,000 round. We're gonna do 1,000. We're gonna shoot 1,000 rounds through it. Do 1,000 round overview. It's a H&R command. Well, not a commando, but H&R XM 177E2 or whatever. I just changed the muzzle device with a A2 flash hider. I gotta readjust it though, so it's like more in a correct position because it's kind of face downwards. This needs to face upwards. You know how it goes. 29 round clip, 29 round YouTube compliant magazine. I said that really weirdly, but you know, whatever. But hey, stay tuned.